I'm happy to talk about Young Elites. I did co-found this back in 2012. There was a need for it. There was nothing out there for high school girls. And being a teacher and in that environment every day, it was quite evident. And again, I mean, our kids are amazing. They're great kids, but you could see the lack of self-identity, awareness, and resilience and strength of value on an everyday level. So, we co-created this. We put the curriculum in place to inspire high school kids, their intellectual, physical, and social growth. So this is the whole person.
Wow.
Not like one side. Our teachers are incredible. They can only do so much in a day.
No,
so it's really up to us. We took that responsibility on to fill that gap for young people, to prepare them to succeed in all areas of their life. So by the time they do get to you, they're at a different place than where they were maybe before this program existed.
Wow. Okay, so tell me, you have had a bunch of girls go through there. I think I read somewhere about 700 girls.
Yeah, over time. And we started with 30.
Wow.
I mean, we started the organization planning for our first summit in 2012 with, there ended up being 30 girls that year, which, and,
Wow,
once that happened.
spectacular.
Yeah, it was transformational that first year.
Yes.
We knew it, different feedback from the parents and the kids, just explaining how much it changed their lives and what direction it provided them. And that's when I left teaching and started this full time. And since that first summit, over 700 girls have gone through. So we've had year-round programming through our ambassadors and over several summits now that have happened.
Wow.
So like this summer, for example, we'll have up to 125 girls again back there at the Leadership Summit.
Jennifer, I'm reading your website, and I know Hillary helped you with this. If not, I'll be really impressed. But the statement, "We teach young women to have vision, intent, and purpose," is just fabulous. Talk a little bit about the mechanics of this. How do you choose, or how do these young women get involved in this?
We have really good relationships with counselors in the schools. And so Nia Johnson, she's our program director. She and I work on this full time. But it's just two of us, and we want to get as many girls the opportunity to go through this as possible. So having different point people in the schools extends our reach to get girls in and start getting them involved. And once they do get signed up, like for the summit, for example, that's really where a lot of girls first enter into the Young Elites organization. We have a programming that's 5 days a week, over 30 presenters, community leaders, business owners, experts in not just the local community, but the national and international community come in to speak with these girls, to push them through physical sessions, to get them involved in team building activities so the kids have a blast. But these are, last year at the summit, over 26 high schools were represented. So there are kids from all over. So it's public schools, it's private schools, independent schools, charter schools. And they come together and we push them. And, Hillary, a lot of what you were saying before is about being uncomfortable and rising above those situations where you have to figure it out from there. And that's really what we do intensively and intentionally throughout the summit week, is put the girls in those situations so they're forced to come out of that successfully.
Well, I love that part. One of the things that I think that, like I said, what we're doing is we're really partnering together, truly. And I would like to talk more, further about partnering together and, letting H. Porto come on and help you with this and wrap our arms around you. But, that you really teach them vision and intentionality and purpose, because that's again what I do, not only on the executive level but the housewife level, the post-divorce level. I actually help a lot of college students, as they're kind of entering the marketplace, position themselves with that in mind. And so what you're doing is you're actually jump starting it. So I just love it, because one of the things you're doing is game changing. You are a game changer.
Can you talk a little bit about how you got started? You got to make a living. You got to go by McDonald's every other Tuesday or something to eat.
Something like that.
Where's that bell?
I had your son bring it to me. There will be no more bell for the rest of the day.
Oh.
Spectacular, young child. Spectacular. Anyways, so talk to me a little bit about how you got started with this.
Yeah, so, when I left teaching and we started this full time, we started fundraising, we started building partnerships, individuals kicked in and contributed to get us off the ground. Even now, myself and Nia, we are the only two salaried employees, and we have an incredible team of interns and volunteers who make us work, and without them, we literally wouldn't do it. But we thrive off our partnerships, and our partnerships are everything to us, and they're on board because they want to make a difference, and they get to see the difference that they're making, which is why, this is it's almost addicting, because, you watch these girls grow up and you've been a part of that. So,
do you want to list a couple of partners that you have?
Sure. eBay Design's a home decor company. They're huge. Pierce Family Chiropractic, Bring a Watt Snover Law, Knox, the Knox firm.
All great.
This is where I
believers
get
in
this is
people.
where I get stuck. Davidson Day School is incredible.
Right.
Yeah, it's just
There,
the people
there are.
behind them.
I just love that, because they're truly they're seeing your value, and they're seeing what you're doing has really got long-term sustainability. And I think that's they're forward thinking, and they're backing you because as we were just talking, you guys, your listeners were not privy to it, but I became just such an instant fan once I was reading over it and was looking at the website and just looking at the programs, because you're being able to be life giver for these kids that and give them these skills that a lot of the times they'll wait until they're in their mid 30s or 40s, and then they'll come to someone like me. So what you're doing is it's phenomenal, and it's really, really impressive.
If I could, I'm reading off your website, and I read something that I actually couldn't believe. I mean, I've got a 15-year-old son, and his ego's like off the chart. He thinks he thinks he can walk on water, right? You understand that? And then I read this on your website. 6 out of 10 girls stop doing what they love because they feel bad about how they look.
Yes.
It's almost as if girls have a completely different view of themselves and their self-esteem, where younger men seem to be a little bit over the top, right? Do you find that to be the case? And why is that?
It's a really sensitive, because girls, we see them as somebody as young women who have so much value and potential and opportunity. But unfortunately, the way they see themselves, statistically speaking, doesn't support that, and that's why our programming is crucial at this high school level when you're going off to college or a gap year or making a career move, and you need to have a strength of self. You need to value yourself and see your eyes, as see yourself through your eyes as loved and important, and you matter. And so we do everything that we can through, in various ways to teach them how to do that, not just from an outsider's, not just from us telling them that, but so that to get to the point where they believe it and start to implement. It's a practice, and we're not going to tell them one time on Wednesday of the summit that they matter and they're going to believe it, but we start to put in these practices for them.
It's a discipline. It really becomes a way
exactly.
of life. It's something you when you call it practice, it's really discipline, kind of a holy habit that you learn,
right.
And by repetition and positive encouragement. But that's one of the things that we see so often in our culture is that instead of lifting other women up and encouraging other girls, they're the first ones that are going to tear you down. There's some mean girls out there. And so that's one of the root causes, I believe, that, that's so damaging anymore for this.
Yeah. And, what's important is that, it's one thing to know that. And this is where our partners and our volunteers are everything to us, because they want to actually do something about it. I mean, you hear, how many times a day do you hear girls are mean, but then nobody does anything about it. So
Absolutely.
The people involved with Young Elites, they're there because they want to change it. They want to, they want to surround these young women with positivity, with good energy, with value. And so it truly takes all of us to do it.
Well, and one of the things I love that you're kind of standing in the gap, truly, because not everyone, has a Leave It to Beaver kind of family situation and have, grown up with, like Joe, like your son, you've given him the confidence and,
Oh, when I die, come back. I want to come back as my son because he's just spoiled rotten. There's no
Ring
question
that
about
bell,
that.
girl. Give him. There we go. We got the power
Oh,
back.
how'd you
Joe,
get another bell?
We got the power back. Let me just tell you right now.
man.
No, but it's true, and that's one of the things that I just want to, really congratulate and applaud you for, Shiley, for your commitment to these kids, because I can tell it means something to your heart. I feel it. I see it.